Welcome back. And this is still Breakfast Daily right here on Citi TV. Again, the show, of course, we want to hear from you, and so it's interactive. Use the WhatsApp number 0550585832 and prefix it with the country code +233 if you're texting us from outside of Ghana, anywhere in the world. And of course, use the hashtag Breakfast Daily across all social media platforms, and we get to hear from you. Now, Nana, it's time to talk about, look, you know how this smile on my face. The University of Ghana, the premier university.
The oldest and the largest.
I want to say the best, but let me not choose violence this morning. My alma mater is turning 75 years old. Now, the University of Ghana started out as the University College of Ghana in 1948 and subsequently became the University of Ghana. And so 75 years, actually falls next year, and there's a year-long celebration going on, and we have just the right people to speak to us about it. So Nana, let's introduce our
Prof
guest.
is here, Doc is here. Professor Akosi Adomakwabofo, she chairs the University of Ghana at 75 Planning Committee. She's here with us. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you too for coming. Dr.
Yes.
Kobe Mensah, a known face,
Yes.
is here, but he's with the University of Ghana Business School. And for the 75th year anniversary, it's with the Planning Committee, or the Publicity Committee,
the subcommittee.
rather.
Wonderful.
Good morning to you, Doc.
Good morning, and thanks for having us.
Sure,
Good to see you guys.
Good to see you.
So, the University of Ghana, even before we go into the anniversary celebrations and the activities we are planned for the year-long celebration, let's look at the University of Ghana itself and its contribution to our development as a country. Prof, maybe you can start for us.
You see, singing your own song, sometimes you have to be a little bit modest.
Sometimes you have to sing it. And not to catch you, our quote for the day today actually says that, a child's cry will not be heard from the mother's womb.
Exactly.
Yeah, so maybe something you need to step out there and
In
blow
fact,
your own horn.
we will blow.
Yeah.
Let me start by saying that we are living in difficult times, right? People are crying on the financial end, health, it's been tough. And we'll talk about our theme later. And so for me, one of the immediate things I can think of is the way that the University of Ghana, through its various research units, WASBIB, the Noguchi Memorial Center for Medical Research, and a host of others, responded in COVID. Right. Many people will not know that a lot of the information that is behind policy making and government's response and healthcare response comes from research, and that a huge amount of that research was coming out of these centers of excellence at the University of Ghana.
Right.
So that's just one. The business school, Kobe is here. He's going to definitely tout their horn. And then if you move from science into the humanities, I'm at the Institute of African Studies.
Right.
I always say that we cannot be better than ourselves, right? We cannot be somebody else. And a lot of the work that we do in the humanities, the Institute of African Studies, focuses on who we are. We dig into our history. We remind ourselves of where we've come from. We explain why certain traditions have changed, why it's important for certain traditions to be maintained and adopted and adapted. And these are research activities that you may not immediately feel because they are, you can't put them in a cup.
Right.
You can't put them in a test tube. But if we explore folk tales from around the country, for example, which some of our colleagues are doing, and we feature that into learning, we realize that students have a better relationship with that than something that's coming from a textbook from England. We might think it's not rocket science, everybody should know this, but somehow this is not what we are doing. So, we could go on and on, our theater performances, the history department and the work that they have done, the archiving work that goes on, the archaeological work that goes on. These are what we might call soft science that feeds into a lot of policy making, a lot of knowledge, but it's kind of behind the scenes. And academics, we are not good at touting our own.
In fact, to add to that, I'm a prof herself. I actually worked in quite a lot of gender issue, influencing gender policies. Obviously, affirmative action, if you can call it. Obviously, the issue
The
of
bill
social
that we are
justice.
still waiting for.
Exactly.
To pass.
For how many
A little
years?
bit had been based on their work, at the African studies. Obviously, social policy issues. Now, if you come to the economic angle that Prof was talking about, if you look at ISE, for example, the amount of work that ISE had done almost every year, we're looking at ISE reports, and I'm sure all the media people are absolutely up whenever
Every single year.
exactly. And then when you talk about within the banking and finance spaces, our own colleagues in the finance department at the business school actually were in the thick of affairs when we're talking about the cleanup or the banking cleanup exercises, etc. And so all facets of life within the university, or the sectors, the department, had actually influenced all facets of life in the country, of course, globally as well. And so when we talk about the impact, I think it would be very difficult for us to really outline almost everything. But of course, it's out there for everybody to see the kind of impact that the University of Ghana has had.
Now, I mean, Doc, we're very happy to have you here. But I can't hide the fact that I've been excited to see a lot of women at the forefront of the communications, for the celebrations. I mean, the advert has all these wonderful, brilliant women, and it makes me feel so proud.
You're supposed to be part of it.
Yes, yes. Well, I'm here for you.
It's a year-long celebration starting now. So
it's brilliant.
Great stuff.
But is that intentional?
Well, we have our, alumni, prepared to work with us. And so quite a lot of them have been asking, what can I do? What role can I play? And then we said, okay, maybe you can actually do the communication bit, that kind of thing. And of course, many other programs that our alumni firmly, in there. Even on the committees, we have quite a number of, alumni. Even your own, Bernard Avle is on the committee. Fantastic contribution, of course. We extend our, sympathies towards him.
Right.
But yes, the alumni had been amazing, making sure that they are part of the, activities. Not to forget our students, and of course, faculty as well.
Right.
Absolutely involved in the programs.
Right, so we're turning 75. I mean, really, why is it important that we embark on such a celebration? 75, well, somebody might just say, well, it's just
wait
another
until
number,
100.
just another age. Why not? I know it's a diamond celebration, so why is it so important?
Anniversaries are generally opportunities to recap and to re-energize to go forward. And 75, as you've said, it's a diamond anniversary. Diamonds are about resilience, and that's part of our theme, is about resilience. And it's an opportunity for us to showcase what we've done, especially, again, I have to go back to the fact that we're living in challenging times, and we need success stories to reignite hope in people that we've been there before, we can get there again, right? And that it's not all doom and gloom. In spite of the challenges, there are positive things that are happening. So, let's talk about some of the stuff that's tough that we've overcome, but let's also celebrate what's exciting. And we have alumni all over the world who've done amazing things that we want people to know about. Because for me, something that often makes me very sad is I hear speeches, then they'll quote President Kennedy, then they'll quote Lincoln and so on. And I'm like, you know what? There are people here who have said the same thing in even more amazing ways. Some of them have even said it before, but we don't know about them. And so this gives us an opportunity to showcase, the many amazing people who have been through our walls.
Very true. So what's the theme for the celebration, and why are we choosing this theme?
Yes, I mean, our VC, Professor Dada Banfo, is actually leading us towards direction that, everybody is talking about, resilience, technology. Of course, we're doing that in humanism, making sure that we bring the human first. So the theme says nurturing resilience, embracing technology,
adopting technology.
Exactly, adopting technology.
But we'll embrace it.
Exactly, adopting technology, actually anchored in humanism. So the direction is perfect. Making sure that, as Prof said, we have to reflect on the new ways of doing things. But of course, resilience, because COVID has taught us that if you do not actually focus on resilience, you could actually collapse. And the evidence is there for us to see. So the idea is, as we're doing all these, we have to also remember that the human being is still the focal point. And if you realize, if you actually paid attention to the last in the last week, we actually did 120 laptops, that the VC, gave to students, and that underpins, or that's a kind of a reflection on that humanism fact. The fact that we have some needy students in our field, and now around us, in our society, that we have to take care of them. And then, of course, making sure that the technology bit, the resilience bit is also driven. So the time is for us to reflect, but also to chart a new course, going forward, so that your proud university will still be the number one.
Wonderful. And staying with the technology, the digitalization conversation, we've been seeing a trending hashtag, UG is 75.
Yeah.
What place does this hashtag have in the celebrations?
So let's go
You always do what's trending, right? And we're making sure that we plug right there into it.
Exactly.
Because of course we've got to excite our core stakeholders, our students, and they're in the hashtag world, all right? So we try to make sure that we're plugging into the trendy bit of it. But of course, also making sure that the other communications, the traditional, being one-to-one in touch with our alumni, everything else, is coming together. So making sure that the conversation really pushes into the, the social media, the new media world, as well as drive it towards the, or through the traditional media as well. So that's why the hashtag is actually trending. Right. So if you're alumni or students of alumnus and the students of University of Ghana, start tweeting that, because we have to trend so that tomorrow I'll hear Citi discuss what's trending. Okay, UG at 75.
Exactly. That's on tech and social media.
Yes,
trends.
right. That's
part of the breakfast show.
Yes, I'm waiting to hear
TV.
that. Exactly.
Awesome. But yeah, I see the anniversary flyer on the TV now. Let's talk about it. Really, what will the university be doing for the 75th anniversary?
Okay, a whole host of things. We don't want to do spoilers, so we'll give you some.
Not even a teaser.
We'll give you some
teasers. Right.
Yeah. So tomorrow we are launching, officially launching. So I hope that you will be there.
Sure.
We will launch our cloth. We will launch our logo. Right. We will say a little bit more about the activities. I mean, we are academics, so definitely there will be some lectures.
They have to.
We know that not everybody is like these book-long people. We are not interested in all the lectures, and we'll try and make some of the lectures funky. So it won't be only professors coming to talk plenty theoretical things. So we'll have a series of lectures. The alumni will also have their lecture. We'll have the normal Agri Frazier Gadgesberg lecture.
Right.
We'll have some fun and games. There'll be some sports activities between the different staff and students. So we'll see whether the lecturers or the students or the staff are better at football or swimming or whatever. Yeah, I'll be in the swimming, so people come and see me.
Most of them will end up being Scrabble, actually.
Which one were you?
So, when I got to University of Ghana, I started playing volleyball for Volta Hall. And then, I didn't take
this
it
is news to me.
as seriously as I should have. Yes, I did, because I played all throughout high school.
Excellent. So watch out for some characters in
Yeah.
Volta Hall. We have some exciting...
And the alumni are part, so we'll see who are going to. Then there will be exhibitions.
Right.
You'll see historic photographs of UG through the years. There will be film shows, because some of us make films. There will be festivals for the children. There's going to be a legacy project that the Vice Chancellor will outdoor. Right. We expect to start a project on writing the history of the University of Ghana.
Okay.
So,
Quite a lot.
a whole bunch
Yeah.
of course, there'll be some dancing.
Dancing,
There'll be dancing. There'll be a music festival. There'll be a gospel rock show. There'll be a banquet.
Amazing stuff.
So,
And there's a running, sports. There's a UG marathon.
there's a UG
Oh,
marathon.
lovely. I mean, I like all this.
But very last question, and very briefly, there's been an ongoing conversation about the concerns of education and what it's become and what it is as we stand in Ghana. What is UG's take on this?
Let me say a little. Kobe is of a different generation.
Okay.
So I officially joined as faculty in 1989.
Wow.
When I joined, it was rough times. Even paper and pen, were difficult. So you were really scrambling. It was tough in terms of infrastructure. Intellectually, it probably wasn't as tough because our students were coming through the system. They were still strong students. Now we get them at the tail end of the educational ladder. So if they are rough when they come in, there isn't, we can't perform magic in 4 years. So downstream, there's a lot that's challenging in the educational system that we've been talking about, obviously. So you're working with young people who are, some are extremely good, they've had very good education, some, are really catching up. Right. And then, of course, the numbers. Over the years, many governments have compelled the university to take huger numbers than we are able to take, so our resources are stretched to the limit, our subventions have suffered, and thanks a lot to our colleagues who bring in huge grants that we slice off a significant portion to help us to run the university. But for me, one of the biggest challenges is the, how shall I put it, the education downstream.
Okay. So from basic through to
students,
secondary.
we are not doing history. That's, for me, that's how can you be a child going through education, you're not doing history. We're not doing art. These are the humanism parts that develop us as human beings to make us experience our world. And as I said, you can't measure it in a test tube. So by the time they come, there's a lot that's missing. They're lacking self-confidence. They don't know how to do a PowerPoint. You're teaching them rudimentary things that should have happened downstream. And so many of our faculty try, they do pastoral care, but if you've got a huge 2,000 students, how much can you copy?
Absolutely.
I agree with
Prof. And I think that also you see that parents do not have the time they used to do the coaching at home. Right. And so, yes, you have to go to school. I mean, from 4 a.m. you see young children being taken to school, because the family had to leave home. In the evenings they come, everybody's exhausted, they can't. So it's almost like those days where, and I'm sure parents used to guide their kids, is no longer there. And so there's that kind of disconnect. But I also feel that, of course, you have an expanded, and I'm sure Prof will agree with me, expanded scope of, things that you have to learn, unlike those days. Sure. So you have a lot more width, but the breadth, because the timing for the schooling has been reduced. Obviously, if you look at the old system and the new system, by almost like 3 years, And so all these are factors that, not to talk about the distractions, students are distracted with with the phones, with the gadgets, etc. So there's so many things. But I think that we still have some fantastic students because if you engage the student in class, absolutely fantastic. For me, I think that there is also a perceived gap, which industry always complaining about the gap, and I ask them which of the gaps. You have to tell us. But of course, there's a perceived gap because industry expects students to immediately get on the footing to bring in the target. It doesn't work like that. It's a university education. It means the person has to have a critical mind to be applied to sectors. So if they come into your outfit, you've got to give them the orientation needed to fit them. To fit them. Because university isn't about knowledge. Unfortunately, because we are poor, we link it to economic issues. But those, early years who were finding things, well, it wasn't about education, it was economic issues. It's about understanding the world.
And that's how you get the inventions. You hear about the amazing patents, inventions, and so on. We have some of them in our program tomorrow.
That's
you
right.
will see. But you've got to have the critical mind that Kobe is talking about in order for you to get there where you can sit and reflect. That's why you need the resilience and you need the technology so you can sit and reflect and design for our particular context. And I think that all things considered, the University of Ghana is still doing a good job of making that happen.
I agree. All right, thank you so very much. UG is turning 75, and of course, all of us should come on board to support and to push the ideas, of course, and of course, participate in the activities for University of
Calling
Ghana
all UG alumni. Yes.
Put on your platform and tell your mates.
I will.
The hashtag. It needs to trend.
But thank you so much, Prof.
Thanks for having us.
Adoma Kwampofo. She is with the Institute of African Studies. And for the 75th year anniversary, she chairs the planning committee. Dr. Kobe Mensah, University of Ghana Business School, and of course a member of the publicity committee for UG at 75. We're so grateful for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Thanks for having us.
All right. You know, we always have more for you, but shall we take a look at the anniversary video from the VC herself?
Hello, everyone out there. Guess what? The University of Ghana, the premier university in the country, established in 1948, turns 75 next year, 2023. And we are poised to begin a year-long celebration right into our anniversary year. I am Nana Abba Piamfo, Vice Chancellor of the University of Ghana, and I'm excited to invite all you out there, our students, our alumni, our staff, our affiliates, and all our stakeholders to join us in this celebration. That means everyone in Ghana and a considerable number of people in the Ghanaian diaspora. We are excited about our accomplishments. We are excited about how far we have come, and we would like to invite you to join us to celebrate academic excellence over all of these 75 years. We are celebrating on the theme, nurturing resilience, adopting technology, and embracing humanism. Join us for the launch on 31st August 2022 at 10 a.m. at the Great Hall right here at the University of Ghana, and all the other programs that we have outlined to celebrate 75 years of academic excellence and resilience. You are all cordially invited. University of Ghana turns 75 years old. Proceeding to integrity to make our nation proud.